Hey, how's it going there, professional drivers? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Old Rookie. And today's conversational topic, well, it's been 3 weeks since I started my grand adventure with the super mega carrier, Swift Transportation. And that leads to the conversational topic today. I did want to start releasing videos about every 4 weeks, but there's a few things fresh on the brain, and I've been incredibly busy running with the carrier, and I just wanted to get a 3-week video out to y'all, and also answer some questions that y'all might have. So with that being said, I digress. It took a little bit to get in with the carrier. I have 2 other videos talking about the orientation process. So if any of y'all happen to stumble across this video, all you have to do is go back to my channel, and I have 2 other videos that talk about my progression into the hiring process. What I want to talk to y'all about is exactly what I do with the carrier and how much my pay is. And I know some of y'all that might have come across my channel, or possibly old rookies like myself, just old drivers looking to stay in the game, maybe take a little bit of cabbage to the bank. And some of y'all are new drivers that might have particular questions or the unknown or uncertainty. And hopefully I'm able to cover all them topics. So with that being said, I'm a dedicated hauler for Swift. I operate out of the Laredo, Texas terminal, and out of that terminal, we haul vehicles from basically south to north and east to west. We are attached to the Flatbed division for Swift. When I got hired on, I went through my orientation process. I was about 3/4 of the way through that orientation process, and heard through the grapevine that the yard that I was at, they were looking for flatbed operators, and it was offered to me. And through a quick agility test, which, I talk about that agility test on another video, I was able to pass it, and I was able to proceed forward with the strap class. And I got just about completely through the strap class before I found out that there was a dedicated lane, dedicated haul that was leaving my terminal looking for drivers, and preferably drivers that operate out of the same city. I got lucky. I met a really cool driver in the strap class for the flatbed division, and he was located in the same city that I live in, and he was also interested in hauling vehicles, and that also paid more as well. And yeah, so we teamed up, and we've been doing it ever since. So I went flatbed. I was originally going to go flatbed because I didn't want to be the typical dry van hauler. I'm not knocking on y'all or anything. Dry van, y'all guys stay busier than all get out. That's a drop hook type job. I was looking for a little bit more than drop hook that paid a little bit more. So the offset would be, instead of getting in and out of the truck, disconnecting, connecting, you also get out of the truck to disconnect and connect on flatbed. Plus you're up and down the trailer, and you're throwing 80-pound tarps, and you're also throwing chains, and you're throwing straps, you're throwing ratchets, buckles, anything and everything that you could possibly think of that the flatbed division would operate. You're going to be throwing it in all kinds of inclement weather. So, dry van, if any of y'all are new, just keep in mind, dry van, even if it's raining, sleet, snow, whatever, you're in and out pretty quick. But when you're doing flatbed, you're going to be in the mix for a minute until the load is secured, and then you're able to get out of there. So just keep that in mind. But it does pay more, whether you're a experienced driver or a rookie, just coming straight in, fresh out of school. If you're given the opportunity to do it, you're automatically going to be making a little bit more. So anyway, like I was saying, I went over to car hauling, and that paid more than what I was previously expecting through flatbed. and it's more repetitious, and it's very predictable. You know, it's easy, you know, once you start approaching on that 70, and you have to do your 34 hour reset. You know, typically most of the time that 34-hour reset has always fallen on a weekend, so that's a bonus. It's far few in between that I've ever come across in all of my driving career to get on with a carrier of any magnitude, and you know, you're able to pretty much do your reset at the house on the weekends, unless you're guaranteed home weekly. But so, you know, I'm going to give y'all a mile-high view of what the numbers are looking at. They're not going to be absolute, so don't make any personal decision making just off of my numbers. You know, there's always going to be a plus or minus to it, right? So I'm bringing in, we'll just say around about 1,000 a week. So that'd be around about 4,000 a month. That's really not, it's really not bad for what it is, but it could be a hell of a lot better. So the reason it's not a hell of a lot better is the simple fact that I've been having serious mechanical issues with my truck. And I'm sure, you know, some of my viewers that are watching here, the new guy, when he gets onto any kind of company, he's not going to get the best of the best as far as the equipment goes. It doesn't matter what company you go to unless you're hired on to a company that only takes, you know, so many years of experience, and your entry-level truck is already bad to the bone. So I was given a pretty old truck. It was a 10-speed. The way Swift works is they pair you up to the vehicle that you qualify for, not in, but for. So, you know, 2001, you know, I was doing 10 speeds. I know how to do automatics in 10 speeds, but most of, or a lot of the equipment that Swift operates is automatics. So they gave me a Freightliner M2. It was a 10-speed, and the team driver, you know, that I paired up with to do these hauls, he does automatic. So he automatically got the big truck, and I got the small truck. But anyway, so I was having issues with the truck. You know, I felt like I was playing catch up from past drivers' mistakes. I'm sure some of y'all have been there and done that. And it kept me, every time I went out on a haul, I'd be gone for a week and I come back, and I couldn't have that repetitive turnaround because I was automatically at the shop. And, you know, the downfall about shop is when you go to the shop, it's automatically an overnighter. So you're losing money, and y'all know when the wheels aren't turning, you're losing money. So I had a major mechanical breakdown out west, and I was able to limp it to the the mother yard, the mothership, the mother yard, the primary headquarters. And I talked to the main guy. I guess he would be the big cheese, the big wig over Flatbed. Turned out to be a pretty cool guy, down to earth. He was all about his drivers. Obviously, he knew, you know, taking care of the drivers is ultimately taking care of the company. So when he found out that I was having all these serious issues, he gave me a brand new truck at that yard. Didn't even question it. No ands, ifs, or buts. He told me to basically go get the book and the keys and sent me on my way. And then on top of that, my partner, he was driving a Cascadia. It was like a 17 model Cascadia, and gave him a brand new T660. That'd be a Kenworth. So, you know, my adventures with Swift, even though, you know, there's been some downs, there's also been some ups. You know, as many, and I'm going to butcher the hell out of this, y'all, but as many drivers that work for Swift, it's got to be somewhere, you know, 20, 25,000 drivers. I'm just taking a shot out there. So, like I said, don't take it literal, but, you know, it's got to be somewhere right around there. And, you know, he went out of his way to help one driver out of literally thousands, right? So that really says a lot, you know, with a pretty good personality. And, he didn't act like any any more superior than the next guy. You know, he was there earning a paycheck just like all of us. So I think he knew, you know, if my life was rough, then his life was going to be rough. So, but you know, and that really speaks a lot for Swift. You know, you hear about Swift all the time. You know, Swift is always the back end of every joke at every truck stop or at every corner or whatever, you know. And I guess that's going to happen with a super carrier, because Swift Swift operates in Canada and Swift operates in Mexico. So I mean, they are a really big carrier. So I guess there's going to be a few bad eggs out of the dozen. But you know, I can only speak for my terminal, and it says a lot because my immediate DM, my driver manager, and his supervisor, extremely cool people too. You know, they're there to take care of us. I feel like I'm taken care of. I don't feel like I'm going to work and getting screwed in any kind of way, you know, pardon my language. But so just to let y'all know, you know, it was a really good decision for me. So I've had a few questions about training with the car hauling. I'm part of Stack, so I'm considered Stack team, and what that basically means is we'll load up X amount of vehicles and we'll take it to whatever destination, and we'll offload it however, wherever, and then we'll take that truck and trailer, which would be the Mini-Me, the one that I have now, a brand new M2, and we'll put that truck and trailer on top of that T660, and then we team drive back. And team driving back, we're not sharing the miles. Let me repeat that. We're not sharing miles. If it's 1,000 miles back, we both get 1,000 miles. You know, it's not like I'm getting 5, he's getting 5. If we drive 1,600 miles back, we are both getting 1,600 miles. And it's a deadhead. You know, it's empty. We're running empty. So that's another reason why I grabbed it, because there's so much potential to make the money. You could have quick turnarounds as long as you don't have any major mechanical errors, right? And it's awesome because the division is growing, and it's growing exponentially. I mean, every time I come back to the yard, I can tell it's getting a little bigger and a little bigger, and I'm just glad I'm a part of that. As far as the training goes, Flatbed, absolutely. So, you know, I know a lot of people stress out about tests, whether they're the physical agility or just on paper. Well, just to let you know that there's both, you know, for Flatbed. Anywhere you go, you're going to get tested. It's how, you know, they make sure that you're qualified for what you're doing, so you're not in danger to yourself or anybody else. And, you know, and they're not after you to fail you either, right? So, you know, you made it through the recruiting process. You know, that's a feat in its own. And then you made it through the orientation process. That is a major feat in its own. Not sitting in it, but everything you have to do to get out of orientation to get that employee number, it's quite a lot, you know. And then if you don't go dry and you go to flat, you know, there's all kinds of agility and testing that you have to do. I mean, there's going to be, you know, probably if you come across, there's be over 100 question test. You know, I can't give you exact numbers, right? But I'm telling you, it's going to be up there, okay? And yeah, and you're going to get a big old fat booklet that you're going to have to read out of. You know, take it back to your hotel and study out of it, because during your interim process of doing all this, you're going to have to be learning every which way a chain is thrown and a chain is winched down, and you know, all the pertinent information that you're going to need so you don't damage a load going down the road, on top of the knowledge base. So, and they're going to work with you. You know, they're not going to look at you like cattle and slaughter you at the house. You know, they will really work with you, and they'll give you the opportunity if you stumble along the way. And then as far as car hauling goes, once you get past Flatbed, after that, if you decide to go car hauling, it's all downhill from there. Because really the complexity of hauling cars is zilch, right? So, you know, you're just throwing some tire straps down, and the weight placement on the trailer and the clearance placement on the trailer is basically it. The hardest part about doing what I do is stacking one truck on top of another. That's the hardest thing, making sure that everything's perfectly lined up. So, but yeah, you'll be trained for that. and that's there's not going to be any major test. You know, the instructor will have you load some vans onto the trailer, and then the instructor will test you on the trailer, and then the instructor will give you a test on strapping the wheels down, and yeah, that's pretty much it after that. So Swift, they hire females. Just because you're a female does not exclude you from any division within Swift Transportation. So you don't have to worry about that. As a matter of fact, I mean, the flatbed division that I operate out of has quite a bit of females. And car hauling, I mean, there's females in the car hauling too. So if that's something that you want to do, you definitely don't have to worry about, you know, just because you're being a female. There's no discrimination. I mean, that would be discriminating, right? And also, I think I've answered, you know, every little small process along the way. They'll train you. You know, it's nice, I guess, if you come in with some background doing it, it'll help you out, but you're still gonna have to go through the training. So I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't matter how much training you have, how much training you don't have, you're gonna have to learn it the Swift way. And which is good, because learning it the Swift way will keep you out of trouble, and it'll keep you within the regulations and abiding rules of Swift, right? So, but anyway, back to the pay real quick. You know, I was telling you, you know, could be around about $4,000 is what I'm making right now, and that's factoring in all the issues that I've had with my truck. And I'm looking at it now, like I said, a mile high view of what's going on, but I'm looking at my paychecks, and these are after tax numbers, roundabout, probably $1,500-1,600 a week. So yeah, but anyway, I hope that was able to answer some of the questions. I'm going to be releasing a video about every 4 weeks of what's happening, you know, with my career at Swift. And if any of y'all have any questions, please reach out. Throw a comment down here. Keep these comments running. If you want me to come out with a very specific video of something that I might do, or something that might be happening at my terminal, or just Swift general, if you have a question and I could do a video about it, at least a 15-minute video, you know, hit me up. I'd like to. And please don't forget to smash that like and that bell icon. You know, it helps a growing channel like mine. I appreciate every single subscriber that I have. I really appreciate that. Y'all guys don't know it, but you really help out my channel doing that. It helps me be seen. It helps me be recognized. It helps how I feed into the comment community for searching on videos. And yeah, I think y'all understand what I'm saying. But anyway, until next time, you know, y'all stay safe out there, and I look forward to releasing another video in about 4 weeks. Y'all take care.